All right, welcome back. Today at Mustang Martial Arts, we're going to be going over stances. We have 4 basic stances, and well, 5. And we always start at Chidiyat, which is attention. So attention is hands to the side, feet together. Okay, we always put our feet together, show respect. And when we bow in the dojang, we bow with our head down, okay, because we trust each other in the dojang. Our first stance we're going to show you is Chumbi Jase, which is our ready stance. Okay, the feet are about shoulder distance apart. Our hands are out in front. This is actually a strike. Everything we do is a strike. We may say block or ready stance or something like that, but everything we do in Tang Soo Do is a strike or can be a strike. Okay, so our first stance is going to be called Chungal Jase, which is our front stance. And in our front stance, you'll see the back leg is straight and the front leg is bent. Okay, the front toes and the back toes point straight as much as possible. I know it hurts the ankle to point the back foot totally straight, and it's not very comfortable. So we don't try to twist our ligaments to accommodate that, but they're as much straight as we can. Now, if she can see her toes from where she's standing, her front knee isn't bent enough. So you should be able to have that front knee bent enough so that she can't see her toes when she looks down. That is a correct front stance or Chungal Jase. All right? Paro. The next stance we're going to do is horse riding stance. It's called Kima Jase. Okay? And our legs are far apart. Our knees are bent like we're riding a big fat horse. Okay? This is one of the more difficult stances to stay in for a long time, because of the fact that your knees are bent, and it takes practice to be able to stay in this stance. This is a stance that we'll do center punches from, and we have in our forms a lot. It's not too much of a stance that we would use for a fighting stance because it's so wide and it's a little bit slow to move from. Paro. Our next stance is going to be a side stance or Suka Rip Jase. Now, this is much like a horse stance, except we're still facing front, and it's sideways, and our feet aren't quite as far apart as we would be in a horse stance. They're a little bit more together so that we can move easily out of this stance when we do a side kick. Okay? So our toes are pointed to the side, we're facing front, and this is a side stance. Okay? Paro. Okay? You remember, as you'll notice, I say paro, that means return to the ready stance, okay? Now, the last one we're gonna do is a fighting stance or a hukul jase. A hukul jase is our fighting stance, our typical fighting stance. It's not one that we would necessarily use when we're sparring, but it is a fighting stance because when we're fighting, we develop our own stance and techniques, not techniques, but our own rhythm and stance. So, but for forms, this is our fighting stance. We're up on the ball of the foot in the front, okay? Both knees are bent, but about 80% of our weight is on the back leg so that we can lift our front leg very easily without moving our body too much. So we can get a quick kick, boom, right out. It's quick. So it's a quick stance to be able to transition from. Our arms are up for guard, of course, and this is the fighting stance or hukul jase. Paro. Back to our chumbi jase. All right, let's give Chloe a hand. She is my helper. She's my first black belt that I've promoted, and I'm very proud of her. And we'll see you next time. We will go into some kicks or punches. All right, thank you guys. Bye.